Right, 6 characters once more, so 3 each again. I'm doing Dave. That was almost Terezi. I'm glad it's not Terezi. But that was Dave, there. Why can't I? Okay, Jake. Yay, the one I'm best at.
Yay.
Yay. And, oh no, Terezi. Okay, I guess I'll do Terezi. Fine. Which means you're doing Dirk, John, and Carcat.
Fun. Oh gosh, I don't know how to do John.
Alright.
Let's see. You're bad at Terezi and I'm bad at John. It's perfect.
Yeah. I'm also not the best at Roxy, but yeah. Okay.
Roxy sounds fine. Alrighty, yeehaw. Speaking of me, holy shit. You just look more fucked up every time we come back to you, don't you, John? You're a disgraceful mess right now, covered in blood, mysteriously sticky, bruised all over your arms, legs, and neck. Terezi practically raked Rose into your back. You catch sight of yourself in the rearview mirror. You're kind of embarrassed by what a post-coital train wreck you look like when all she's got is mussed hair. You should be embarrassed. Seriously, it's like you were mauled by a wild animal. Jesus, don't either of you have any shame? I'm kidding, of course. I'm the last person to criticize a little power play in the bedroom. I just didn't expect you to be the kind of person who was into that sort of thing. You were into it, right? You're not sure. You feel weird, shaky and numb, exposed like a grape with the skin peeled off. I love that metaphor. You pull your hoodie over your bandaged chest and rub the side of your face where she backhanded you during the backseat fracas.
They did surgery
Just
on
once.
a
Yeah. I mean, Terezi did do surgery on John.
Yep.
So it fits. That's a black rum thing, right? All this. It was a black rum thing, right? You're like a broken cup glued back together. What if Terezi actually likes you? Or if you've just infinitely cucked yourself into the quadrant. You're feeling something for her too, but it's on a whole other planet from where she is. Terezi doesn't make eye contact with you when she slithers back into her shirt. She rolls down the window and floats outside.
Wow, come on. No, that's not good. Wow. Should I just do my cannibal noise? Wow, come on.
Great. Yeah.
I'm just gonna do that. That's the best I can do.
It's great. Terezi, you'll be like, all right. You sit together on the hatch, like when you first met up days ago. Terezi crawls into your arms and nuzzles right up against your chest, so you have no choice but to hold on. You would have done it anyway if she asked, but you're a total crap. The kind of guy who no doubt thinks banging a girl in the car is some deep, soul-shattering experience that bonds you for life. Yeah, John, you do think that. You think that you and Terezi are basically married.
I give up.
Oh, fuck. Oh, don't say that. Like, I'm not suddenly going to be okay with you dying here alone just because of, what we just did. She elbows you gently and snorts into your neck. You think that's one of the most amazing sounds you've ever heard. Objectively, though, it's a horrendous sound, like a sound a pig makes when you're not looking, so you can't quite tell if it was snort or your fart. God, stop being funny, Dirk. But for some reason, the little noises gives you palpitations. Holy shit, dude, you've got it bad.
No, idiot, I give up on Vriska.
Terezi says this like someone announcing they've lost their faith in God.
Yep.
And comparing... That's how you do it! And comparing Vriska to God sounds about right to me, since by now they're both approximately just as fake, seeing as I replaced the latter, and the former fucked off into the black hole a little earlier, never to be seen again. Can't say I feel too broken up about it. But you, John, feel extremely sad. Not for Vriska, but for Terezi. You run a comforting hand up and down her arm. Terezi, come home with me.
Can we even go home?
Can you? You're so tired. I don't know, actually.
What?
I mean, I don't know if I can use my retcon powers right now. You feel the same way you did at the end of your battle with Lord English, 1 foot out of reality already. Like you could close your eyes and sleep forever. But you can't yet, John. Try a little harder to stay awake. You can rest soon. You wake up with your back flat on the car trunk. Terezi is shaking you and looking genuinely frantic. You didn't even realize you fell asleep.
John! John!
This is supposed to be like a sad moment.
I think I'm really doing this all the right justices.
You are. This is what this deserves. Hey, let me take a nap, okay? Then I'll take us home.
I don't think that's a good idea, John.
She uses your first name 3 whole times in a row.
Snake.
Wow, it's truly
Snake.
pathetic.
Snake.
Wow, it's truly pathetic how happy that makes you. But it gives you the energy to push yourself into a sitting position. You rub your face and realize that you've lost your glasses. You feel so awful that you didn't even notice how blurry everything looks without it. You go up for Terezi's hand and get her thigh instead. Hold on to me, okay? No matter what happens, don't let go.
Are you sure you can do it?
No, but you won't know if you don't try, so you give it everything you've got. Speaking of giving it everything you got, here comes Jake McGee, about to pop his pistols off in front of a whole crowd of Carcat's progressively prismatic proletarian partisans.
Oh no, the Jake rap.
Okay, let's strike that bit of alliteration from the record. I don't know what came over me. I probably just made the mistake of getting too close to the gaping black hole that radiates pure asininity from the space between Jake's ears. His event horizon of buffoonery has a dual effect of making everything around him slightly lamer while sucking unsuspecting victims into wanton sexual indiscretions, which, if you're very lucky, you'll be too drunk to even remember. Look at him. How can you not fuck this guy? I mean, I'm never going to fuck him again, but I bet there's a good chance that you want to. Don't even try to say you don't, because no one's buying it. After all, that's what this entire election is about to boil down to. Decisions made based on the primal fuckability of the dumbest asshole. The crowd is all in a tizzy, waiting for Jack to sashay his famous ass back up to the podium. It was quite melodramatic, that little assassination fake-out I staged. But I've even inadvertently jumped the Vantis campaign in the polls. Of course, I'd never do something this stupid. God, can you imagine? Last time some incompetent asshole with his blood color bumbled his way into a tragically symbolic death, the entire troll race spent half a millennium stroking themselves off to it until they were convinced hearing the word fuck could trigger spontaneous enlightenment. No thanks. Jake's going to put an end to Carcat's political career with the level of gravitas it deserves, all the pomp and circumstance of a wet fart. Here comes the man of the hour. He stops at the base of the stage, adjusting his bow tie. Rolls the hemline of his shorts up another notch to show off the top corners of his finely tuned and greased vastus lateralis muscles. He slides the endorsement speech Dave has so considerately prepared for him out of his front pocket. I let him read it over one more time, even though there's nothing in the universe that could possibly matter less.
Yo, sure you still want to do this?
Yeah, it's not too late to call it off. By which I mean this entire fucking comedy of errors that Dave preposterously insists on calling a campaign. Or how about the election itself? We can put the kibosh on that too if you want. If you're feeling uncomfortable, Jake, just say the word. We'll stick a prong shovel in the whole deal and go home.
Dave elbows him.
Or, just your speech.
Don't be daffy chaps. If I were the sauce and man's pork as a bit of hot potato in the evening, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Dave and Carcat exchange a look. They don't stop him, though, because a plan is a plan. Jake spins on his heel and goes swaggering up toward the podium, grinning cheek to cheek at the familiar sound of a crowd chanting his name. He sets his speech down and smooths out the paper only to find his hands swamped with sweat. What's that, Jake? You didn't notice your hands were sweating until now? Not surprising considering how overtaxed your precious few neurons are at any given time.
Wow. Hello folks. Dandy weather we're having here, isn't it?
Jake's hands are so sweaty they've smeared the words in the speech beyond recognition. He begins to panic.
Thank you everyone for coming out on this bench over the day to do whatever it is that we're all congregated to do.
At the bottom of the stage, Karka and Dave put their heads together in adorably platonic conspiratorial kinship. Karka whispers directly into the shell of Dave's ear. I don't even have to direct him to do that. It's just his natural inclination to practically stick his tongue straight to the center of Dave's skull, while practicing a bit of perfectly harmless, non-sexual, intimate close talking. Jesus, if I have to watch one more minute of this beta bitch calamity, I'm going to fucking dissipate on an atomic level.
What is he doing? I saw him reread the speech.
Yeah, I don't get you. He does this he does his public speaking shit every day. Maybe this is just how he warms crowd up. Let's give him a
Dave, are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. For a moment, something felt off.
Again? When is the assassin going to take him out after all?
No, it's not that. It's wonderful to see such a jammy cornucopia of supporters. By golly, the lot of you sure are enthusiastic about that Karkat chat, which means that we potentially have a few things in common. Since I've come here I've come to.
Jake tugs at his collar. It feels tight suddenly. He's dripping buckets down under his suspenders. Dark patches are starting to form on his dress shirt.
Rather, that is to say, in delicate times such as these, even though usually it's a toffer of a bad idea to talk politics in public, today we have almost certainly gathered here to have what is most definitely a political conversation. Yes, that does seem to be the lay of the land, that I've come here to tell you about all my political opinions, which I will get to shortly and with a minimal verbal bric-a-brac, because I
He's trembling so hard he begins to worry that the crowd can hear it. Like the sound of somebody shaking a soda can filled with coins. He goes pale at the depravity of what he's about to do, hits him like an 18-wheeler.
I've made a terrible mistake.
Hey Jake, don't undersell yourself here. You've made several terrible mistakes, especially as of late. We might even say that you've made a shit ton of them. Or if you'd prefer, a rusted jalopy stuffed by the whirligigs with gum feculence, or whatever inept combination of archaic word garbage will help underline the sheer level of personal failure you've managed to achieve. Why don't you have a good long think about that, Jake? Is this really the time for a good long think? Jake muses to himself, actually putting a finger to his chin like some public domain clip art picture of a befuddled guy. The crowd is confused by his rapid cycle mood changes. They don't show it. Jake's got a bit of a day drinking problem, which has been slavishly documented in the global tabloids. That's how you avoid responsibility, isn't it, Jake? You can fool your fans, but not yourself. The truth is that there's a canniness to the act. It's partially cultivated. You're stupid, but you're not nearly as stupid as you pretend to be.
What the devil was I thinking coming here? Why did I came here to...
Slide the biggest knife any motherfucker ever wielded directly into your friend Jane Crocker's back. She loves you, Jake, more than anything, and you toyed with her heart. And you would have guiltlessly toyed with her kettle drums, too,
Oh,
had
no.
it not been for a bit of divine intervention. Let's decide to call it. But wait, you're thinking. Wasn't Jane merely executed a cold-blooded maneuver to rein you into the stable of her campaign using her body? How are you the bad guy here? That's true. She was trying to do that, but come on, she is ever so much less experienced than you in these matters, Jake. And without certain invisible guardrails in place to prevent it, she would have thrown herself at you again and again with wide-eyed girlish wonder. Or at least that's what you like to believe. That people can't resist you. They have no responsibility for their feelings. That everyone uses you. That you're the victim. Yes, it's so unfair that anyone in this universe or the last has ever had a single expectation of Jake English. Why should anyone respect your personal autonomy when you're practically begging to be taken advantage of? So tell me, Jake, which one of us is really the bad guy here? Jake begins to tear up. He wipes his eyes with what he thinks is a subtle and manful feint, but everyone in the crowd sees what's up. He's trembling, feeling small and naked and raw, like new flesh after a scab's been pulled away. He's scared. He's been scared. He's been running from this feeling his entire life, all because he was so pants-shittingly terrified of being in love with Dirk Strider. Why wouldn't he be afraid? He didn't know what will happen when he finally admits it. He knows deep down that to truly love Dirk would be to submit to him. That's a scary thought. It takes a certain degree of mental fortitude to admit that you love someone so intensely it could subsume your entire personality. But Jake can see now that it's simply how things are meant to be. There are leaders in this world and there are followers, which is a fact that has absolutely nothing to do with the position one prefers in the bedroom. Jake can't believe he's wasted years denying something so elemental to his nature that it might as well be on the periodic fucking table. He braces his shaking hands on the podium and tries to catch his breath. His mouth is filled with saliva, much like it does when he's about to throw up, or when he's desperately, devastatingly aroused. Jake, are you aroused in public, thinking about your ex, and in such tight shorts? Sorry, I'm overdoing it. That should be enough. Dude's about to pop off. The words erupt from his mouth like a tragic, Dirk thirsty Vesuvius.
I love Dirk. I'm in love with Dirk.
And to love Dirk is to obey him. What would Dirk want him to do with this situation? Definitely not sell out his good and dear friend Jane for a loudmouth pipsqueak who noisily transcends failure even as he redefines it. Do good by her, Jake. Do good by me.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Boy, howdy. Sorry about the hiccup there, folks. Well,
Hiccup?
SMFH. I've been dealing with some personal issues of late and was momentarily distracted. But never mind that. I know why you've all come here today to hear. There has been quite a ruckus in the press these last few weeks concerning the subject of the election, and more importantly, where I stand with the candidates. So today, I'd like to set the record straight on that matter, as well as all other matters. You see... Oh no, is he about to do what I think he is?
What? What the fuck is happening?
Carcow whips his head around and sees Dave bolt towards the stage, his palm outstretched to stop Jake from doing what he thinks he's doing. He's fast, but not fast enough. Jake opens his big, dumb mouth to make the only important contribution to the plot he ever has or ever will make in his whole sad, pointless joke of a life. Having said that, it's not like we're going to sit around and listen to any more words come out of his mouth that we strictly need to. Christ almighty, what are we, masochists? Now that's enough of that. Let's see what...
Alright.